one of the joys of fatherhood is teaching your son or daughter how to drive. Now, I have one daughter, and I taught her on a 1997 5-speed manual transmission Jeep Wrangler. It was a blast. That's the first thing she ever drove. It wasn't the Honda. It wasn't anything else. It was that nice lifted Jeep Wrangler. And I remember when she had her license, her learner's permit, and she was allowed to drive on the roads. I would sit in the passenger side, and she would drive, and we were driving east on a street in the city here, and we pulled up to a stop sign. I'm sorry, a stop light, and right beside her on the inside lane pulled up these two guys in this other vehicle, windows down. They were about the same age as her, probably 2 or 3 years older, because they were driving. They already had their license, and they just looked at her. They just both just stared and looked at her and smiled, and I just kind of went, and I smiled back. It was, and I waved at them, and they waved at me, and my daughter's going, because the light was getting ready to turn green, and these guys were just looking at her and smiling, whether they were checking her out or whatever the case may be. They were just looking at her, admiring the Jeep, whatever it was. But when the light turned green and they started to pull away, my daughter just did a little too much or not enough on the clutch and the gas, and she stalled out. Oh, bad start. Oh, bad start. Fortunately, bad starts are recoverable. And we're talking today about how to start 2021 the best way possible. Yes, why you need a great start to 2021. Well, when you think back, 2020 in January wasn't really that bad. We knew we were coming into the political season, and so we had that. We were already bracing for that, but we weren't really that bad in January that I recall. It seemed like a reasonably good start to yet another year. And yet things went south rather quickly, and we're still very south of where we'd like to be. Oh, why you need a great start to this coming year? Well, first of all, we're coming off what many are considering just the worst year in the last 100 years. Just absolutely crazy, and just don't want to go there. But we need to know how to start. Get that clutch and that gas working just right so that we can have a great start to 2021. So here's why you need a great start to 2021. First of all, I'm going to give you 3 ways to start anything. Let's apply it to the year. Let's just start 2021 off the best way possible. There are basically 3 ways that you can start absolutely anything. And the first way to start anything is just to have a great start. You know, a football team, they'll come out, they'll just have a great start. They get the ball first, they just march it down the field, they score touchdowns. An absolutely great start. Doesn't mean they're going to win the game, but they had a great start. And regardless of the outcome, regardless of December 2021, we want to have a great start in 2021 in January. We just want to have that great start. Now, there's a thing about having a great start. Yes, great starts build confidence, but you have to also be very aware of the idea of overconfidence. But there's one thing I like about having a great start. Great starts are many times repeatable. And we'll get to why in a few minutes, but great starts are many times a repeatable process. Now, there's another way to start the new year. There's another way to start anything, and that's to have a bad start. A really, really, really bad start. In the NFL, which I like to watch. I like to watch the NFL. I like to watch football games. My wife actually likes to watch football games, which makes it very enjoyable. We can sit down and watch the exact same thing and actually enjoy it and yell at the screen and yell at the refs and yell at the team and yell at the other team. We just love doing all of that. It's a whole lot more interactive as a husband and wife than watching a Hallmark movie, because when a Hallmark movie is on, I'm not watching and she's watching. But I digress. A bad start. Excuse me. A bad start. In the NFL, there's an interesting statistic about quarterbacks. This quarterback in his last 15 years has staged 47 fourth quarter comebacks. Comebacks. The best quote I've heard about comebacks is this. It comes from Peyton Manning, who's been quoted as saying this: "The only reason for a second half comeback is that you played a lousy first half." I love it. Now, the caveat is everybody loves a good comeback, and I don't care. Even if you have a bad start to the year, if you have a bad start to whatever it is you're doing, it's always recoverable. But bad starts tend to linger in your mind. They tend to hang on. But the best thing you can do about a bad start is just acknowledge, that was a really lousy start. Learn from it, make the adjustments, and then start again. And if it's a second lousy start, start again. When my daughter was stuck in that lane with the green light and the vehicle stalled, what did she have to do? She had to start the vehicle and do it again. And she did. She just stalled the one time. Just a little nervous. Can't imagine why. But you can have a great start to whatever it is you're doing. You can have a bad start to whatever it is you're doing. But there's a third way to start. That's to have a lucky start. Let's be lucky. Lucky's cool. In the moment, but it's not cool in the long run because you can't be perpetually lucky. You can't. Many years ago, when I actually pretended to be a golfer, I was playing 9 holes. I was playing by myself. I was just out enjoying the fact that I was playing golf. And I'm already lying 4 or 5 from whatever, because I am not a good golfer. Even when I was golfing, I was a lousy golfer. And I've played 3 times in the last 20 years. So there's that. So I'm a lousy golfer. I fully admit it. I enjoy it, though. It's fun when I do it. But I was about 50, 60 yards out, and I was already lying 4 or 5. It really doesn't matter. And I was just kind of fed up a little bit, and I just had my chipper out, or my 9-iron, I even forget which, and I just took a swing of the ball. Really didn't think about it. Just get the thing on the green, and it hit the green, and it rolled in just the right way, and it curled around to the left, and boom, right in the hole. And it was the longest shot I'd ever holed in my entire life, still is. And I looked around and I realized, oh yeah, I'm all alone. There was literally nobody who saw that. So this may be true or it may not be true. But why would I tell you about how bad a golfer I am? But someone has said, and that someone is me, I'd rather be lucky than good at times. If you're good, people expect you to do it again, or people expect you to do it every time. Lucky, when you're lucky, you don't have to prove yourself a second time. You can have a lucky start to just about anything, but reality will set in very quickly if it was luck. Well, luck happens when you're just out there doing whatever it is you're doing, and luck is usually the result of, and I'm saying luck in a very loose term, you can't be perpetually lucky. That becomes skill. Luck is there's no skill, which means 3 things. It's unplanned, you're underprepared, and the whole process is undeveloped or underdeveloped. And you just get out there and hope you get lucky. Well, let's just get lucky. You have a certain measure of skill, but let's just, we'll hit the thing and maybe we'll get lucky. Well, let's not have a lucky start to 2021. Let's not do that. Let's learn to maybe create some systems and create some plans in order to have a successful start to the year ahead. With goals or with systems or with routines, whatever it is. But you've got to get past the idea of just having a lucky start. Now, there's a key word in all 3 of those phrases, and that's really obvious. That's start. Now, I would rather you or anybody, I would rather you have a bad start than no start at all. I would rather you have a lucky start than no start at all. Start. Start. Start bad. Start lucky. Start great. But start. Guess what? January 1st, 2021 is going to get here when it gets here, and you can't stop it. But also, January 1st, 2021 is just another day. Normally, it's just another day. It's just going from boom, this day to the next day. It's like any other day, except for the fact that in our minds, we believe and feel and have the concept and have had it all of our lives that it's just like it's a new beginning. It's a new beginning, and everybody loves a new beginning. It's just a way to start over. Let's just start over. And you're not really starting over, you're just continuing. And that's okay, but you get a chance to at least reset. It's like stalling out the Jeep. Start it back up, get on going. That's just how it is. So you've got that key word that is just, start. So just start. So think about this. Great starts do three things. Great starts minimize the bad because no start is perfect. Don't shoot for perfect or you'll never start. You have to just start, but prepare to start. But a great start minimizes bad. And also a great start will eliminate being lucky. Because you can plan and have a great start to the new year. You can minimize the bad as the new year starts for you. You can do those things. And third, there's a guarantee. If you plan to have a great start, it's guaranteed that you're going to have a great baseline start that you can build on. Let's go for that. Let's have great starts to minimize and eliminate and yet to guarantee a great start to a new year. We can do that. You can do that. So I want to say for just a few minutes, 21-day Kickstart to 2021 is something that I'm doing in January, and I'm inviting you to come and join me for 21 days. So 21 days starting on January the 1st. It's a kickstart to 2021. And it is geared for you to have a great rest of the year. It is not setting goals. It's not a goal-setting program. It's not anything like that. It's just a 21-day kickstart to 2021. I will leave you a link in the very first comment, and so you can go there and just see about everything else. That's all I'm going to talk about that. So thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to do this. Like, share, comment, or subscribe, depending upon where you see this, and I would appreciate it very much. Have a great day. I'm Bill McConnell. Once you conquer yourself, everything else becomes possible.